We're in Omarama here, standing in what is a custom cattle yard that started as an old hurricane set of yards that we've adapted and added on a full handling system and loadout to. So come with me, we'll have a walk through. So starting off, we're in one of the first lead-in pens here. So this is part of the old hurricane yards that are here, which were a round set. So we've adapted onto the edge of these. So if we come over this way, we come into the main entry gate into the new yard. So we've got a 3.1 entry here, which will swing right back around and up against the old yard. So a nice big entry, no trip hazards on the ground. So we're on a full concrete pad here and there's nothing on the ground to get in our way. So then we keep going through here and head down through the force pen that way, which tightens up nicely and wraps around towards that ratchet force pen. But in here, we've also got options to swing this way if you need to fill in these pens, or you can fill in from the other side here. So the way we've done it, we've got a full cross hatch of gates to be able to cross over. Now if we come this way, around the force pen, so you'd be moving cattle around the outside edge here and through into this force gate here. So this is a bent force gate to account for the ratchet pen. You'll see this gateway nice and wide, 2.5 meters wide. And we'll latch that back onto there with the gate anchor. And the other thing we've done in this one, which is a bit different to the way we normally do it, is we've moved the man gate all the way over here. So moving forward from there, we come into the ratchet force pen. So as you see in here, because we're dealing with all sorts of different cattle, we've got it sheeted around the base there, and then the lead in into the race is also sheeted on both sides. Now that's just to help funnel the cattle as they come in through there and around the outside. You're working in here on this side, funnel them in up the race. So once you've got cattle from here into your lead-in pen, into your forcing pen, you can then get them behind this gate here and push them around. So this is on a ratchet, so as it goes around, it'll click. Now, when you're talking cattle numbers, so between this pen here and this pen here, you should get half of what's here into here, and then into your race, you should get half of what's here into there. So with this gate open, depending on the size of the cattle, of course, you can get up to 20 head in here, normally comfortably around 15. Then with this side, you should have 35 to 40 in here, and your race is 7 to 8 in this particular setup. Now of course that can be changed and altered to the way that you would want it, but in this setup, it's sort of aiming for high flow. So we don't need a great big long race with lots of cattle in it because they're moving through it quickly. So we're now in behind the ratchet gate. So you'll see we've got our gate closed here, latched in, and our ratchet is locked in between the gate. So from here, cattle are in, you can start pressing on this gate to move them in towards the race. Now, you don't have to use that gate as a great pushing mechanism to put all your force on it and try and get them to move. It just gives them direction. But if they come back on you, you're safe. They can't get at you. Once you've got your force pen and your race filling up, we're now in the animal free zone. So in this area, wrapping around here, no cattle come in here. You can step up onto your catwalk and get in over them in the force pen and start working them around through the sliding gate, which with the top handle, nice and easy to push away from you so you don't have anything coming into your catwalk area, and start working them up the race. Now here in this setup, we've opted for sheeting on both sides of the race, through here and through there, and that's to help keep that funnel round towards the crush, which we'll get to shortly. So now we're up on here on the catwalk. You'll see it's not timber. On this catwalk, we're using a product called FRP. So what's great about this product, especially out here in Omarama where it gets cold, we get the frosts, is it doesn't freeze up, doesn't get slick and horrible. No matter what the weather, nice and grippy. It's good and safe. And then up on the race, All the sections between the panels are covered with our race caps. So the advantage there is the hose on your drench gun and all that sort of thing that you might be draping over the race as you're working can't slip between the panels. So in the animal free zone, there's still lots of man gates dotted around, so you don't have to go around things or climb over anything. We've got a man gate right here to dip through into this pen. Plus there's another man gate out in front of the drafter to go that way, so you don't have to come around to it. Plus we can put them anywhere you like. If we come around the race now and come towards the crush, so here we've got the diverter gate up to the loading ramp, and out on the other side there we've also got man gates to be able to duck through the race without having to climb over anything. And that loadout heads to our dual loading ramp, so we'll get to that soon. If we head round the race a bit further, we've got some really cool stuff. So here, split sliding gate. This split sliding gate here, which is one of those gates that come open like that, is remote controlled. Plus it also has a button up the top there. So talking about up the top there, you have an excellent vantage point to see what's coming up the race and be able to make drafting decisions either towards the crush, out into the pen, or away out of the yard. Plus up here we've got a button so we can control the flow into the drafting section and into the crush. Plus down here, if you just want to lock something out, get everything just shooting around there, you can come down and latch the gate in place. So moving forward from the drafter, we've got one more section of race, then we go into one of our Taurus hydraulic auto crushers, top of the range. So let's go have a bit of a look at that. So we're still in the animal free zone here. Starting at the back here, you've got the hydraulic entry. Now again, this is automated, so cattle beast comes in, that closes, comes through, grabs a weight and makes a draft decision. Also, if you want to, you can set up the auto catch, so you can be auto weighing, auto catching and working on the animal all in one pass. So coming out to the front of the crush, just in front of the head bale here, we have our three-way auto drafting module. So we've got drafting out to the outside, down the center, or back into the inside of the yard. Now that is automated, or it can be done with a remote. Plus in here, between the head bale and the drafters, you've got these great big head bale access doors. So that gives you heaps of room to work around the animal. Plus with these hydraulic auto crushers, we have safety features built in. So with this gate open, head bale's locked out, you can't open it. Close it up, now you can. So now that we've come around the front of the bale, you'll see with the doors closed here, we have our hydraulic chin lifter on the front. So this is brilliant because one, it moves with the doors, and as it comes around, it clamps up. So you'll see when I pull on this lever here, it comes up and clamps up around the animal. And it's just controlled up there. Now if you're running an auto, you use that thing, you hit the release switch, it'll all just drop out of the way automatically. You don't have to think about releasing that before opening your head bale. So now we're standing in the right-hand draft pen, the center pen, one of the smaller ones where you'd shoot things that need to come back around. So if we come out into this pen, from here you have quite a few options to shoot cattle all over the place. So we could shoot through this little gate here into the center pen. If you just want to send them back out, straight through. You want to bring them back around the force pen if you've got quite a big mob in here. You come through here and back around the force pen. Or, if you've just got a handful in here, you can come back over here. There's another entry into the force pen with a 180-degree hinge. So it'll swing right out of the way. So if you've just got a handful in here you want to bring back down the race, well, you can use your gate to work with you and guide them towards the force. While we're standing in here, this part of the concrete's clean, so let's just talk about that briefly. You'll see it is a cross-hash pattern on here, which means even if we get a lot of muck, a lot of cattle coming through here, not getting cleaned down every day, it's still going to keep good tread. We're not going to have cattle slipping over all the time. So if you're building cattle yards, you're putting them on concrete, we have the tool to do this print on it. So come talk to us about that part. So coming through here onto the left-hand side draft of the crush, We have over here our AI modules for, well, you can guess what that's for. We have 2 of them stacked up, so you can have 2 technicians working at the same time, and they just come off the front of the crow's nest back there. So there's a diversion back there at the crow's nest so they can rip through here, or if they're not going up this race, there's another gate in the corner there where they're coming out of the crow's nest and come straight down here in this pen, okay? So then if we head this way, this pen links up with the old yard. So down the corner there is where the old crush was. So when that was pulled out, put in a couple of gates there to fill in the space and give more options to move around the yard. Now coming around to the outside of the yard, coming through this spring-loaded man gate, stop cattle being able to get out, someone leaving a gate open accidentally. We're now looking at the outside of our AI modules. This is where it's working. So got the race that comes into here that feeds them, sheeted sliding gate, another sliding gate to let them into the next one, let the first one in, close it up, second one's in there, close it up. Then they've both got built-in ratchets. So at the back of all the AI modules, we have a full vet door. So once the animal's in there, you can put the ratchet up behind them to hold them in place. Now of course with the AI module, we don't need a head bar, we don't need to bail them. We just want them in there firmly up against the sheeted sliding gate. The top vet door comes this way, and because it's a proper vet section for safety, this door here will come in and latch on the inside and being sheeted to protect the technician from getting kicked or anything silly. And it's repeated on the front one. So they're 2 identical units. The door that comes this way, a door that goes this way, and latches in place in there. Now you can actually latch the top one in place in there as well if you feel like that's necessary. So to give you an idea of the size of the AI module, it is made to match the size of a cattle crush when the vet doors are closed. So from the front of your sliding gate here to your vet doors when they're closed is 2.2. So the whole module's 3.1 long. Now the ratchet just works like any crush one. Take your bar out, slide it in, and you can work it forward. And like all of them, it has the collar on it, so it can't get shot out on you. So these AI modules are for someone who wants to AI a lot of numbers, have 2 technicians or more technicians on the go, and be safe doing it. So you can stack these up. We've got 2 here, other places we've got 4 lined up. If you just want 1, no problem, it's all modular. So if you want to know more about these, give us a call. So now we've just come to the outside of the race. We're going to have a look at the loadout and the diverter. So on the outside here, we've got a little pin, lift that up, and the diverter gate will go across. Now that's heading up to the loadout. So from here, we have a set of man gates, so you can go around the outside there and back onto the inside of the yard, or if we've got some cattle to load out, we head around the outside. Now here we have one of our dual height loading ramps built up on a concrete plinth. So we have the race that comes up here, handrails on the outside, and we come up to our split sliding gate at the top. So you can control the flow, whether they're going down the bottom deck or up the top. Once we come past the sliding gate, we then have the diverter gate section. So we're either going down and around and underneath for the bottom deck, or if we lift the pin and put it over to the other side, we're heading up the stepped ramp to the top deck. So just talking about the loading ramp here, we have great big high-sided plastic sheeting coming about 1200 high, so nothing, no legs or anything get kicked out of it. It's all stepped on the inside, so the cattle have a good firm footing. No slanted floors with cleats here. And then we head up So now that we're at the top of the ramp, we have 2 doors here. Now these are here for a couple of reasons. One, this first door comes in and shuts the ramp off. So if you need to head this way and down into your truck, ramp's safe. Or if you need to be able to shut your truck off, this one swings in the other way. So now you're blocked off from both ends, good and safe. Because it can be quite tough to line up a truck just backing up, both top and bottom deck, and if you've got to deal with any sort of angles or elevations, you have this little ramp here which can be dropped down inside the deck of the truck to make sure there's no big gap for a leg to fall down or anything. And you'll see it's all railed, all hand railed up here, so it's safe for the animal and it's safe for the operator as well. And coming down the race, both for the animals and for the people, it's great having steps. Make sure you're sure-footed when you come back down. So now if we head down the outside, down here, to the front for the lower deck, and here, if you need to get onto the other side of the ramp, there's a set of double doors under here, so you can duck right through. Plus, like the top door, these double doors can be latched in place to block the race off and to block the truck off. That's one of our custom yard projects. So here we started with an SY167 and adapted it to an existing hurricane yard, and this is the result. So if you've got an old set of yards, steel or timber that you want to do up, you want to start again, give us a call. We'll come out and we'll give you a hand.